the second chapter is on self-awareness, or know yourself, and we say, what has made us who we are?
And why do we think that's important?
We think it's important because that is the lens through which we view life. And it's our experiences of our family, our environment, our peer group, and all these things combine. And we need to know, we need to realise how they have affected us.
So an element of self-awareness is going to allow us to get more out of our relationships. Yeah. Because if we're more self-aware and more conscious about who we are, then we're going to get more out of our relationships.
Oh, of course we are. Because we know who we are, and we're going to be giving a genuine impression to the other person. And they're going to know who we are.
Mm. So what do we think about our family? Why is it important, do we think, to examine our family life, where we came from?
Parents. Well, religion, our family background, where we were brought up, where we came in the family, how our parents treated us, how our siblings treated us, how our uncles and aunts treated us, what the rules were. It all makes us what we are.
Yes. Actually, I thought of quite an interesting case study that we came across was the one with Callum and Jackie.
Yes,
so Callum met Jackie through work colleagues, and she was very lively and witty and had very loud laughter, and he was very, very attractive. Yeah. Callum himself, rather shy and a bit subdued and a bit more introvert. So they got together. Callum liked her for her vivacity. Jackie liked him because he was quite stable and he was solid, and they got together.
And did she like his family too? Did she like that stability
and
security of his family?
I think unbeknown to Callum, she'd had quite an abusive childhood. I think there had been physical violence in her background that she hadn't really shared with him. But as they progressed in their relationship, when they moved in together, he found that she would sometimes not speak for days and could not really understand why. He became more and more morose. She wouldn't explain why. And he was just on the point of leaving when she made a bit of a half-hearted suicide attempt. And then it all came out that, in fact, she was having flashbacks to the abuse that she suffered in childhood. Now, if she'd only just talked to him about it. In fact, what happened is that she, with the help of a very understanding GP, which I think is absolutely vital at times if you're struggling, she accessed counselling, and in fact they are still together. Yes. And quite happily so. But it was definitely that they really should, she should have had probably counselling before she was entering into a serious relationship, to just discover a little bit more about herself and about her relationship with him. And
she needed to be honest about it. She hadn't told him.
No.
And that's one of the most important things we talk about in the book, about being honest, about telling the other person who you are, what you are, what your problems are.
Yes.
Very difficult. People are afraid to be honest.
Yes, but at some point it will come out. It will come out.
It makes people stronger.
Yes.
In themselves, and it makes the relationship stronger if you feel you know that the other person is telling you.
Yes, the truth.
The truth.
The truth. And rather than being ruled by fear or anxiety.
Yes.
I also think that how we've been handled by our parents, the messages, we call it the family whisper, don't we?
Yes.
The family whisper. If you've always been told, oh, what a great personality you are, aren't you beautiful, aren't you witty, aren't you gorgeous?
Oh, how wonderful.
How wonderful. You will expect that in your relationships. If you've always been told that you're useless, worthless, then you'll bring that to a relationship. And you will expect probably to be treated quite badly and have a higher tolerance of bad behaviour within the relationship.
Yes.
So it's very important that you sort of try and stifle that family whisper if it hasn't been a positive one, because we can disengage from what we've been told, but you
Yes.
need to be conscious of it. You
Yes.
need to work on it.
You need to be very brave too,
Yes.
because we talk about one case where there was a very religious background.
Yes.
And the family whisper was very strong and powerful there. And to break away from that, she had to be...
I think that was Maria, wasn't it?
Yes.
Because Maria is gay, in a very loving relationship with, I think, her partner's Julia, but had come from quite a very strict religious upbringing where being gay was not acceptable, it wasn't tolerated, and that actually you were probably going to go down to hell.
Yes.
And although she'd broken away from her family, that message, that family whisper, replayed and replayed, so that she suffered from great depression or depressive episodes, which then affected her relationship with Julia.
Of course.
So it's very important to understand what messages you've been given in childhood to then either break away and also realise that our parents, yes, have been very influential, but at the end of the day, they're just two people who came together and produced us, and that we can deal with the family whisper. We can get rid of the family whisper, and we don't have to sort of buy into it. I think what we're saying here is we don't have to take the baton of dysfunction and pass it on within our relationship or to any children that we may have.
Yes.